All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing your full moon horoscope for the Capricorn full moon happening July 13th, 2022 at 2:38 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We've got the sun in the sign of Cancer, our cardinal water sign, as the moon, which is home in Cancer, is in its furthest place away from its home in the sign of Capricorn. Also loosely conjunct the planet Pluto, which is about transformation and active transformation. So we have the sun here in watery Cancer, which the sun's home is Leo, which is going to be on the 21st of this month, 22nd and so on, into August, Leo season. So if we're looking at the chart of the placement of the sun, of course, this would be the 12th house. So every year when it comes around to Cancer season, we kind of get in a little bit of hermit mode. We get in a little bit of our own crab or crabbiness and go internal with our own emotions. And because Mercury is right there conjunct so closely, very quite different, as Cancer can often be looked at as all the emotions in the zodiac, all the feelings. Those feelings don't necessarily make sense, and just because we feel something doesn't mean it's there. Now over across the way, the sign of Capricorn, where the moon is right now, big business, Wall Street, okay? And in business, it's not an emotional place. I'm sorry, we've got to make layoffs. It doesn't matter if you're a really kind person, how much productivity are you bringing to the table? So there's a sense of being strict or stern or stubborn, which are all Saturnian words, which is the planet Saturn associated with the sign of Capricorn. Any ST word, if you start to think about it, are associated with the sign of Saturn and the sign of the planet Saturn and the sign of Capricorn. Strict, stubborn, stern, stable. The list goes on and on. There's a lot of other things to talk about. So we have the emotional moon closely conjunct, only a few degrees off of Pluto, which Pluto is the phoenix rising from the ashes. And there's a lot of rising from the ashes going on here. So as our mind, mental state, Mercury, and our sense of being is swept up in the emotions, and it's hard to determine what is real and what is not real. And not just a black hole. On the positive side of this Sun Mercury trine to Neptune is our creativity, the boundless, endless possibilities of life. How good can life be? How much love can we really? No, love is not limited. Our emotions are not limited. This is the beauty of Pisces and the beauty of Cancer. As we're dealing with emotions, you cannot measure these things. Science cannot measure this. Over in the sign of Capricorn, it's saying, well, there's limitations and things, and we can put and categorize things in a box. And if you put so much weight on this table, it's going to break, or if it reaches the maximum limit, the maximum capacity, which is, of course, Capricorn's energy. We can fit so many people in this room. This is the most ST that we can fit in this room. This room is big, that room is bigger, this is the biggest. So this is the most weight that we can set on this table before what happens? Uranian energy kicks in and it breaks. Now, Uranus is playing a really important role in this full moon as well. As let's extremely powerful because we're letting go and we're releasing that which no longer serves us. Now, when we talk about the sign of Scorpio, we're talking sex, money, power, fear, again, power. Those deep emotions that we don't always talk about. It can be deep sexual energy. It can be. Let's focus on fear right now. Fear is a wonderful tool that's kept us safe for a long time. And if we no longer need the fear, right? The fear says, I'm afraid to cross the road. So I'm never going to. I'm afraid of getting hit by a car. I'm afraid to cross the road. Overconfidence says I'm going to cross the road without looking both ways directly into traffic. So there's a balance, and that's what the zodiac is all about, is about balance. So when we're letting go of deep-rooted emotions, and that's the purpose of the north or the south node right now in the sign of Scorpio. It's letting go of things that no longer served us. If we've been afraid, if we've felt alone, we're not alone. And the zodiac reminds us that. This reminds us that. We are not alone in our journeys. It's just begun. So we have this emotional entity, if you will. Now, we're not saying an entity like something that lives outside of self, meaning we give it its power. So when there's so much happening astrologically in the zodiac that's ridding us of what no longer serves us, that's as if we've cut an arm off. And it's like, I miss that arm. I miss that fear that once kept me so safe and kept me not vulnerable. Now, vulnerable is another aspect to this full moon. We have to be vulnerable, and going into that vulnerability is extremely important. When we go into that vulnerability is when we also, we rest, which is important. That resting brings strength, that resting brings growth, that resting brings the ability to get up and to find the motivation to move us forward in whatever we have to do. Now, there's other interesting aspects. I've talked about how lobsters grow 1,000 times on this channel. How does a lobster grow? It becomes painful. It grows into its shell, it becomes extremely painful, and then it eventually gets rid of its shell, becomes extremely vulnerable, goes under the rock in a little crevasse. This is the sun and Mercury right now, hiding in our little caves. All right, we're going internal, we're going inward, becoming extremely invulnerable. And all this energy connected with the South Node, it's like a double whammy of that vulnerability. Okay, but that rest that it brings, the moon or the sun and the moon making the connections to Neptune. Neptune is about that. It's about going inward. It's about the rest. So we have this opportunity to go in and we build a bigger shell for ourselves, a stronger shell. and then we go back out. Now, as again, we've talked about a million times, the point of that why the lobsters grow is if lobsters had doctors, they would never grow, because as soon as we experience pain and discomfort, we want to numb it. We want to mute that energy. We want to mute that pain. And it's a very sad energy that's going along right now in the world of doctors, in the world of physicians, and self-medicating. And this is a really powerful. What is Aries? Aries is the baby of the zodiac. It's the fingers and the toes, the tip of my nose is all I know. And there's some deep meditations going on about Jupiter in Aries. And the universe says, we're just a bunch of babies to me. Okay? And what do you mean? She says, you're a bunch of babies. She said, no. You're not even babies. Babies are stronger than adults are these days. Babies have a will to crawl. And then they have a will for their independence. Aries. They have a will, an aspiration, a desire to walk. And that independence to walk is to run. And they want to do it themselves. And then somewhere in adolescence, somewhere as we grow up, we start leaning on everything. We lean on drugs. We lean on others who are stronger than us. We lean on anything that we can because we have lost our ability, our will to survive, our will to strength, our will to do it for ourselves. Now, this is extremely, extremely important as we're battling all of these emotions right now. Now, what the heck is happening in the world? What do I listen to? What do I give my energy to? That's again part of the beauty. Is this time to be internal, the time to focus on yourself and what your needs are. The beauty of this life is we're all manifesting each other. I'm manifesting you, you're manifesting me, we're manifesting the perfect relationships, the perfect individuals in our lives to come through. So when we're focused on ourselves, when we're focused on our needs, the world is noisy. It's one of the reasons I stopped doing the channel every single day, is because I was putting a lot of noise into the world as well. And it's like time to pull back a little bit. Time to pull back, go internal. So the whole world wants you to fight its agenda. And this agenda, and this is what we should be focusing on, and this is what you should put your emotional energy to, and your emotional energy and your work ethic. Okay, this is the Capricorn Cancer axis. This is where I want you to put your time, Father Time, Chronos, Saturn, Capricorn. I want you to put your emotional energy, Cancer, into this. And the world is telling everyone, do this, or do this, focus on this, focus on that, focus on this thing over here, focus on this problem, focus on this cause. I need your energy, I need your energy, I need your time, I need... The beauty about the zodiac, the beauty about life, the beauty about manifesting each other is that's exactly what we're doing. Is you are manifesting. We can't be in all places at once. We can't save the rainforest, save the water. I personally can't save the rainforest, save our oceans, save the lakes, save the forest fires, save the animal cruelty, save. There's a million things that need our attention. And there's a million things that we care about, and there's a million things that we have a deep heart for. And we manifest those individuals. And that doesn't mean don't care or give up. And if it's part of your cause, then this time to rest, this time of going inward, we get to figure out what that is and where we can best serve our energy the most, where our time is most valuable. Our moon is our emotional needs. Where is our time most valuable? And if I'm fighting everybody else's fight, it doesn't mean I don't care about it if I say, hey, I can't do this. Why? Because I have an agenda as well. You have an agenda as well. And when we're being pulled and pulled and pulled into everybody else's agenda, we lose sense of our identity. And this is the beauty of Capricorn energy is your personal identity, your reputation, what makes you you. In the Cancer and Neptune areas, we're all connected. You know, we all breathe the same air, this beautiful oxygen from these trees. We're all manifesting one another, the string theory, we're all connected. In Aries and in Capricorn, the other two cardinal signs that are really playing a major role right now, as there's no energy in Libra, it's about self. It's about you pulling your own weight. It's about you and your motivation. Why, human? Why did you come back to this life? Why did you choose this body? And it wasn't to fight somebody else's fight. It was for you to determine what that is, for you to get excited about life, to get excited, to want the will to crawl, the will to stand on your own two legs, the will to walk, and then the will to run, the will to be independent. And then when we take this time for ourselves and determine what we value the most and allow this beautiful transformation to come through as shortly after this full moon happens, the moon hits Pluto. So it's like everything that's being illuminated from this place of emotion, our emotional launching those emotional rockets of desire, our friend Abraham Hicks there, you know, we get to identify what is it that makes me tick? What is it that makes me unique? And maybe I should put my energy and focus my time into that. Because that's what gets me up in the morning, and that's what gets me excited about life. And again, that doesn't mean we don't care about everybody else's fight and everybody else's agenda. And when we can, of course, we're certainly going to lend a hand and help out where we can. But the point is to be strong in our own independence right now, and whatever that independence is for you. What makes you the unique individual that you are? Allowing yourself to swim in these emotions, allowing yourself to take the time to heal, to rest, and then as well being playful with this. It's okay. And then furthermore, as the moon and Pluto are there in Capricorn, well, where's the ruling planet of Capricorn? Well, that's in Aquarius. You're not alone during this. You don't have to. Nobody has to suffer in silence, right? We're all in this together. We are all in this together. Yes, so we can give from our hearts. This is what our emotions are telling us. Give from our hearts. Top of the staircase, we have to take it one step at a time. And it's okay. It might not be as fast as we want it to be right now. And we're going to have a Mars retrograde coming up here soon. So things aren't going to be going as fast as we want them to. And that's okay, giving us that time to acknowledge that it's perfect. We're a perfect yet ever-expanding being in a perfect yet ever-expanding world in a perfect yet ever-expanding universe. Nature is never in a rush, yet everything gets done on time. So these are all little lessons that the zodiac, that the planets are trying to teach us right now. That slow and steady wins this race. That it's okay to sit in our emotions, to not get lost in our emotions, to not swirl in them thinking that we're alone, that nobody else can understand. And I love when, you know, when people say that, oh, you wouldn't understand. It's like, do we not think that you have the capacity to comprehend the words? Maybe we should find different words. Or maybe it's okay to reach out to people in your community and not be so business professional. You know, that's another aspect of this full moon. Again, with transformative Pluto here, it's just like we have in the business world, you know, there's a way to do things, and this is my businessman voice. And and we don't bring emotion to the workplace. And as individuals, as leaders, entrepreneurs, all of you beautiful people watching, you know, sometimes we don't want to divulge those vulnerable aspects of ourselves. And this energy is saying it's okay. It's okay to open up. It's okay to weep. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be strong. It's okay to be strong for others. It's okay to lean on me when you're not strong. But ultimately, we're teaching people to fish here. Neptune and Pisces, my beautiful Pisces friends. We're teaching people to fish, to grow strong. We're there for each other, to learn, to teach each other. And not you know, in the cycle of the business world, well, I don't want to teach you to fish because if I taught you to fish, then you wouldn't rely on me. This is what Jupiter is teaching us. I don't want to rely on big business and corporations and this all the time. I don't want to rely on these things all the time. I want to have that same energy as that little kid, that little infant that wants to see everything in the world, that wants to run and fall on my face time and time again and get right back up with a laugh and a smile and say, okay, I'm going to get it. So whatever it is that you're going after, whatever it is that you need in life, my friends, take the time. We're in no rush. There is no rushing this healing. There's no rushing this process right now. So right now the moon is in Sagittarius over the next couple of days, leading into Capricorn, which is about learning, expansive knowledge, information. So taking the time to learn, taking the time to feed our emotional needs and necessities with the good, juicy, vibrant things that make us feel alive, those things that are going to expand our mind, expand our consciousness, giving us the tools necessary that when we come into this Capricorn full moon, things come in to wonderful clarity, to full illumination. All right, my friends, that's enough out of me today. It's so good to see you. Happy full mooning. I love you. I wish you enough. And I'll see you soon.